All right, this is day number 8,328 of working on this floor, and my patience is starting to run out on it. I just want to get my building up. Winter's coming soon. There's a shed over there that's going to go on this pad. So we're going to finally take the boards down, the forms that form this dry pour. And again, I'm not a perfectionist, so I just wanted it to look better. I think everything we've done is an improvement over what was there before. So we did the dry pour without screening it. It had a bunch of pock marks in it. Did some primer, and then some floor leveler on top of that. In the middle turned out pretty good, and then did another bag of the concrete leveler around the outside. I'm getting ready to put some epoxy down. I bought this Rust-Oleum epoxy shield for a garage. This is a one-car garage kit. It was about $100, and it's in epoxy. So in epoxy, you typically would mix two chemicals together. So we're going to try this next. I was a little bit conflicted on how to prepare the floor. The epoxy floor stuff comes with some etching acid, citric acid. You mix it up with some water. Let me see if I can get it out here. So this is the etching compound. A bag of white stuff. And you mix that with water, and you put it on the concrete, and it etches it. It's supposed to give it a good bonding surface to bond to. And then I was also seeing some other sources to put primer down on the concrete first. So, you know, I think, and again, I don't really know exactly what I'm doing here. This is all kind of work in progress, learning as we go. But it seems like the etching is maybe more for older concrete that has maybe has a finish on it. It didn't really say in the instructions on what to do with brand new concrete or dry pour. But I did find some videos to put you know, primer on it. I had some underlayment dry pour primer left over here that I put on the whole slab. I'm going to skip the etching step because I feel the etching will just take off the primer I already put on. You know, I suppose, you know, the preferred way would be to rent some diamond concrete sanding equipment, sand this all nice and flat, etch it with the etcher, put the primer on top of that, and then finally put the epoxy flooring on. I just don't have the patience to do all that, so we're going to take a couple shortcuts here and see what happens. I'm hoping that the epoxy, you know, makes some of the lap marks not look so noticeable. And, you know, if it ends up turning out crappy, I can always ceramic tile over the whole thing. So that is the plan. The floor has already been primed now, as you saw in the previous chapter. Comet Muffin here has removed the screws from the concrete forms, so we're going to take those off, which is kind of exciting. So go ahead, pull one up, see if it comes up. You probably have to lift it straight up because it's attached to that stake there on the side. There you go. Well, that was pretty easy. He woman. It actually looks pretty solid there around the edges. Nice and smooth. Looks like we got some good water penetration. We were leaving the concrete, the boards up when we did the floor leveler, so it wouldn't run over the sides and the low spots. But now that the floor leveler is done, it actually looks pretty good. So next I'm going to whip up this epoxy, and we're going to roll it on there. You need some help there, Comet Muffin, or you got it?
This one's a little hard.
That one's a little more difficult?
I don't
Okay.
know.
Let's see if I can help you do that. All right, come huddle on over here for a game plan here. So I think we're going to do this in 4 sections, 4 4x4 sections. We're going to start in that back corner. We're going to do that section first, and then we're going to do the section here, that section, that section. We got to do it kind of fast because the epoxy will set kind of fast. So I'm going to mix the material up, and then I'm going to dump some in that pan, that paint pan there. What I think I'd like you to do is take this paintbrush and dip it in the pan and make sure you get epoxy around the piping out to the edges and do kind of trim work. The trim work should be pretty easy because we don't have to worry about getting it on walls or whatever. We just, you know, it should be a pretty easy application since we don't have the walls up yet. And then I'm going to roll it, and then right after I'm done rolling, you should be done with the paintbrush work. And then I want you to grab some of these chips and hold them up high and just kind of sprinkle them around, but don't overdo it because that's enough sprinkles to do a 1-car garage. This is nowhere near a 1-car garage, so we don't want to go too hog wild on the chips. We still want to see the epoxy below it. Just sprinkle it on there just to give it a little bit of texture and color. And you know, we should have, well, I guess a 1-car garage is probably, you know, at least twice as big as this, if not 3 times. So we should have, when we're all done, we should have at least half of the product left over.
Okay, gotcha.
That sound like a good plan?
Mm-hmm.
So you're the brush girl and the sprinkles girl, and I'll be the roller.
Okay.
The mixer and the roller.
All right.
All right. All right. Well, here she goes. I'm gonna mix the stuff together. So here's our floor paint.
Now, will you use that whole?
No, we'll have quite a bit left over. But I can see that, you know, from sitting in the box on the store shelf, it's separated. So I'm mixing this good before I add the activator to it.
Once you
So it's a gray color.
once you add the activator to it, don't you have to use it all up, or?
Yeah.
Or
Anything we don't use will be junk.
Oh.
So now we're going to dump the activator in, which is a clear liquid. Now we'll stir the activator in. Instructions say to do this for 3 minutes.
They don't come in smaller containers for smaller projects like this? So
No.
You don't have to wait so much?
So I'm just gonna dump it right on the concrete. And then we're gonna just spread it out.
Is that how you want it, just like that?
Yep.
Yeah, going to this one.
Nope, just get over here around this pipe. It looks like the lap marks are, I thought maybe they'd get filled in a little bit with the epoxy, but that isn't necessarily the case here. Definitely keeping a dry edge here, and a wet edge. Sprinkles here. It's like throwing confetti. Actually, the confetti kind of hides some of that overlap of the floor leveler too.
But then by the time you get the washer and dryer in here, you won't even see it.
Yeah. All right, well.
How about a little bit over here on the edge?
Huh?
You know, right in here? This part you'll see, right? Want some sprinkles on that?
Yeah, go ahead, throw some on there.
Too much in that one area.
Yeah, throw them up high. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here.
A learning experience.
Yeah. Just slop it on there. I probably got enough here to do the whole rest of it. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have to put any more on.
No, I don't think so. I'm gonna let you do this because you do a better job at it.
Well, come on, it's the fun part.
Can I get it?
You good? Just throw it up like this, nice and, yeah, there you go. Just throw it nice and high. All right, here's the next day. We finished the epoxy a few days ago, and I'm honestly pretty pleased with the way it turned out. And it's not, 100% perfect, but it's okay. I'll take 80%. It's a lot better than it was, after the dry pour with all the pits and pitting and the pebbles showing up. Let me zoom in here and see if I can give you a closer look. All right, that turned out pretty good. Now those videos were recorded last fall in October, so that would have been October of 2023. It's now May of 2024. In fact, it's Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And so now we're, I guess, 7-8 months later, and I'm very pleased and happy to say that the floor is holding up wonderfully. So we took some shortcuts, and they ended up being valid shortcuts. We didn't etch, and the floor is solid as solid can be. So couldn't be happier with the way that the floor turned out. Like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell so you can see more videos from us. And today is May 12th, 2024, and I just wanted to wish a happy Mother's Day to my mother up in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and all the other mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day.